Good morning. I just finished my Chem test. So for Chem 102, this is I guess you could say the third exam. And so that's the last exam technically for this this course. Yeah, because then the next one's final, right? And okay, if I could have a favorite exam, if that was a real thing, this would be my favorite exam. It was so I don't know, it was so nice. Like there were some problems where I'm like, what? Like, okay, here. So there's this one question. It has question 12. It has questions about vinegar and its acidity and whatnot, and then I couldn't decide between C and D. So C is molecules of, okay, basically you're trying to find which one is false. And so all the other statements were false, but then these two, molecules of acetic acid will form H bonds with water molecules. It won't, for me, I was like, it won't form the bond because you donate that proton, you give it up, and then they are separated, right? So they wouldn't form a bond and be some kind of weird acetic acid water thing. That's not a thing. And then, but then D was vinegar will contain fewer H3O plus than OH ions, which is definitely false because acetic acid is an acid, so of course it will have more hydronium ions. And so I was like, why are there two false in this? And so that one was annoying. And I feel like when you're taking a test, it intensifies so much, and you and your brain is racing, and you're like, oh my gosh, wait, which one is right? And you're like, oh my gosh, but what if this is right? What if it really is that they form some kind of acetic acid water thing? And I'm just crazy. But then when you're out of the test, you're like, wait, of course it's not like that. And you're like, I wish I could think clearer on tests. I mean, I think for this one, yeah, God really gave me a clearer mind, so I was a little more pacing myself. But yeah, this was really nice. Yesterday we were yesterday I decided to study at Hags with the rest of GCC freshmen and everyone else, actually. There's a study buddies chat. Oh, there's my phone. I was looking for my phone and this is it. Okay, never mind. So basically there's this group chat called Study Buddies, and then it's always on fire. Everyone's like, so anyone going to Hags? Anyone get food? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going here, meet you there. And I'm like, what? I'm just sitting here and then my actually, when my phone buzzes, it buzzes my entire desk. So my phone is just on in the corner zzz, 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 zzz. One time someone called me and my phone was here and it was buzzing here, and I was like, where's my phone? And I couldn't find it, and I was moving some papers and I finally found it on here. So I was it moves my entire desk. It's so weird. Anyways, I wanted to try, oh right, I need to finish my story. Basically, I just went over with Iverson because we both have biolab that ends around 6, so we both just went to Hags, met up with Jonathan, Cynthia, Natalie, and then they went to Hans to eat, but I already had Hans for lunch, and I was kind of full. I didn't want a full buffet style, so I walked to Urban's by myself. And yesterday it was the weirdest weather. So weird. It was okay, it was raining because it was misting. It was actually misting. At home we used to have this hose that had settings shower, jet, mist, something else. There's 5, and me and my sisters would have sometimes the mist setting, and then we just woo, and we try to see rainbow. It's through the water vapor or whatnot. It was misting yesterday. It was God was holding his little mist shower ooh, here you go, Philadelphia. So as I was walking, it was so hot too. I was in this super thin long sleeve shirt, basically a t-shirt, and then it was like, I was so hot, but then it was like raining, so I took off my like bright orange puff part of my winter jacket and just put on like the waterproof layer and just wore it on top, and then I walked outside and the mist is just like, it's like a sauna. I don't get it. It was so weird. That was, yeah. And then we walked back and I experienced the mist. Misty. So weird. And then I sat on the second floor and I texted Cynthia. I texted her to bring me a little cup of lettuce, and which she did. Thank you, Cynthia. And then I was like, I'll be on the second floor. And then I sat down and I watched some like Once Upon a Time stuff. And I was like sitting there and I was eating, right? And then finally, after like 15 minutes, I like checked my phone, and then she had texted me like 15 minutes ago ish, or 17 or whatever. And then she was like, oh, come to the third floor. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like a little late, but it doesn't matter because everyone was just there studying anyways. And so then I was just helping, mostly for a time I was helping Nathan and Iverson like answer the practice questions because I already did them the day before. And then so I like kind of knew what was going on a little bit. And then I just helped them out with some concepts. And then because honestly, that's the best way to learn. If you can be the teacher, if you can be the professor, and you can like do all the lectures and like know everything and teach it. If you can teach it, you can take the test. And so that way, because like sometimes I got them wrong with my reasoning, and then I'd be like, oh, and then I'll like figure out why it's wrong, and then I'll like kind of talk it out with them so that they also don't get it wrong. But yeah, that was fun. And then I left around like 9-10ish, probably more 10, and then yeah, I went home. The day before that, I bought this Starbucks thing. Here, wait, give me a second. Ta-da! If it would focus, that would be grand. Ooh, this is what's this? Basically, I've seen so many people carry this, like the regular kind or like the mocha, and like it said that it was a frappuccino, right? But it looked like coffee to me, so I was like, what? Because I don't drink coffee, but I started drinking frappuccinos, and mostly because like one summer in like 6th, 7th grade or something, my cousin got a really big free Starbucks frappuccino for us because it was her birthday and we were like with her, and she bought a really big one, and it was like really good. It was like Oreo or something. They don't have that flavor anymore. Like I can't find it, but it's really good. It might be a Canada summer thing, I have no idea, but yeah. And then I started drinking them, and then now I was really curious, so I got one in Northside because I was like, I have a bunch of dining dollars, I need to buy something. And so I got this. It's not the original, but it's caramelized vanilla honey with a splash of cold brew. Ooh. Like, I feel like I tried some this morning, but I don't really remember what it tastes like, so I'll try it again. I just shook it. It's so foamy. Why do people like foam? It's like flavored air. I don't know. I prefer the actual drink. It's like definitely like I feel the coffee on my tongue. Like, you know, like when you drink coffee, it's like very like congealy on your tongue, like the coffee stuff. But yeah, and then it has like that like honey caramel. It's very nice. Yeah, like when I first smelled this, it smelled like Ensure, if you know what I mean, like the chocolate Ensure. What my mom used to make me drink it all the time before swimming. I hated it. and like you would like always shake it, right? And it had this cap that I couldn't twist when I was really young, so I had to keep asking the lunch ladies open it for me. But when you shake it and it has that foam, that's what it smelled like. You know, like here before you drink it, you're like, ensure. But yeah, I mean, like I'm only drinking this now because I have a long day ahead of me. But I was originally on Sunday, I bought it for my to drink for Monday, because I also had a bio test this Monday, and I had overflow at night, so my day started at 6 and ended at like, well, technically I probably like 9:30, but then, you know, I have to get home and here, and then learn, say tell, probably eat some food and do homework. So from like basically, oh, and that day Chi also called me, so I was like in bed and I was like, good night, and then I was like on my phone playing my heyday, getting all my wheat and whatnot, and then all of a sudden my phone buzzes and or not really, and then it was like Chi, and I was like, oh, okay, hi, and she's like, I have a problem, and then we're like texting, and then we're like getting into the conversation basically, and I was like, so I was like, you know, I'm going to sleep now, like, okay, good night. And then my phone like zzz, 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 and I was like, and she was like video calling me, and I was like, what? Because Caroline was already asleep and it was all dark, and I was like, okay, and I had to walk outside and then video call for like another half hour. So she extended my long day to be a little longer, but that's okay because I didn't have to wake up early the next day. Well, for me it was a little early, considering that last week my Tuesday started at 4 p.m. But yeah, I had my last chem lab. Oh yeah, and then during chem lab we did titration, and then I have some pretty cool shots of it if you want to see it. Isn't that cool? It was so cool. It was like, I don't know, I love that blue color. That blue color was so pretty. And there's like an intermediate green, because sometimes it went to yellow, like it seemed like it passed the equivalence point, but then when you mixed it harder, it reverted back to blue, and then sometimes it would kind of slowly go to green, and that intermediate green is really pretty. But yeah, I'm so happy. Dude, this is the last chem exam. I just took my last chem exam, but this is my last like lab that we did yesterday, because this book, basically for Chem 101 and Chem 102, they're like basically like the same class but split up. So I took one for my first quarter and the second quarter, and the lab reports are so particular, like so particular. I used to complain a lot about Henry Colby for grading so harsh, but honestly, like I feel like all of them do. So it's not even like, nah, I'm sorry Henry Colby for taking the brunt, but like, yeah, it's just kind of ridiculously specific compared to what I've been learning, but at the same time it could just be that, you know, I'm just not used to it and I need to get up to college level. I think that's it. But it was just kind of annoying because everything was so particular and you have to do everything in the exact order. Like, they legit have this thing on the back where it like tells you what they want. It's like they want for the intro they want you to discuss the purpose of the experiment, discuss chemical kinetics, reaction rate constant, and order of the reaction, describe the pseudo-order treatment, discuss like graphic methods, plot slopes, and determine the reaction order. Like they tell you exactly what to talk about. And yet they grade on originality. How am I supposed to be original when like hundreds of students have done the exact same thing and you're telling me exactly what you want me to say? Please do tell me. Yeah, it's very specific, and what irks me the most is that one time I tried to combine two ideas and they marked me off for one of them because they said that it wasn't two specific ones. Like they literally grade up to down, and I was like, what? But yeah, so that's why I'm so ecstatic that I am done. Oh, thank you, congratulations, thank you. Because Caroline says that Chem 103 is much easier. Like when she was doing Chem 103 when I was Chem 101, because she did AP Chem, she was like, wow, your work seems a lot harder than what I have to do. So I'm like, yes, but we'll see. Because everyone says Chem 122 is so much easier than Chem 104, which is what I'm taking. Or did I say Chem? Oops. I meant that many people say that Bio 122 is much easier than Bio 124, which is what I'm taking now. But it's not. It really isn't. Because for me, the concepts of Bio 124 are like fine. It's like evolution, everything's about natural selection and mutations and whatnot. But they're like oddly specific about random parts of the concepts, which I don't know about. So it's kind of annoying in that sense, because I would much prefer the Bio 122 style where they just give you all the information you need to know, and you just like, there's a lot of information about cells and whatnot, but it's all concrete. So that's why I feel like I'm gonna do worse on Bio 124 than Bio 122, despite everyone saying that it's easier. It is, but just not the tests. But yeah, alright. It is 9:58 Wednesday, February 26, 2020. So it's almost 10, and then I have time to take a nap. Maybe I'll take a nap, although I'm kind of not sleepy. Maybe not. Yeah, it must be this. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys.